What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We're going to be running through a weekly outlook for the week coming up of September 15th to the 19th, 2025. It's going to be just a video where I go over my weekly levels, what I have marked on my charts, what's going to be relevant to us most this week, and just the areas I'm looking at, some potential scenarios. Should be a pretty quick one this week. We don't really have too much going on. We have pretty simple scenario playing out. Before I get into it, guys, if you guys are interested in joining the Discord, every single day I have my live trade thoughts being posted every single day, pre-market analysis, in-depth trade recaps, videos you don't see on YouTube, all that stuff in there. It's free. So if you guys want to join, link will be in the pinned comment or in the description. And if you guys are interested in being mentored one-on-one by me, link and all that is in the description as well. So before we get into it, again, this will be a pretty quick one, so bear with me. I will move through this pretty quick. But yeah, so we're going to start here on NQ. And I'm going to show you guys the areas I have marked out, but we're going to start and work our way from the monthly all the way down. So on the monthly, obviously not too much to talk about. We're still in bullish order flow. Again, I always mention this, but higher time frame for value gap is still resting down here. Eventually, I do want to see price get rebalanced to this, but I don't know when exactly that's going to happen. Next, we move to the weekly. We had a strong weekly bullish close. We closed above that previous wick right there. So we were in strong bullish order flow. That's really the most important thing to take away. So what do I have marked on the weekly? We have obviously this new all-time high, which is going to be this previous week or this week's, but the previous week high. Then we have the previous week's low right here, which is this past week's low, obviously. And then down here, we have this weekly swing low at around 23,025. That's going to be the most relevant draws to us. Now we're going to go down to the daily, and obviously on our daily, we are at a super extended push to the upside. For daily draws right now, obviously we're in bullish order flow. We have this daily low marked out right here around 23,785. We have this daily low right here around 23,505, and we actually have an SMT off these lows. So if you actually go back, I'll show you guys. NQ swept these lows, ES didn't. So that's just building up more low resistance sell side liquidity for ES in the future. Now we're going to go over to ES and show the areas I have marked. Again, it's pretty much the same thing. The good thing right now is that NQ and ES are moving the exact same. We don't have any weird situation going on. They're both at all-time highs, bullish order flow, and all that. So again, on the monthly, same scenario with that fair value gap on the monthly, but it's not really too relevant to us right now. Very, very strong weekly bullish close, of course. And then we have obviously our all-time high, previous week high right here. We have the previous week's low. Just move that up a little bit, but whatever, right there. Then all the way down here, we have this weekly low around 63.71. Now we go down to the daily. Obviously, our daily's in bullish order flow as well. And then for the areas I have marked out here, we have this daily fair value gap, this daily fair value gap, and then we have this daily low. And then we actually, like I said, this SMT. So NQ swept all these lows out. ES never did. Again, kind of relevant in the future. I don't think we're going to get down there this week, but just the areas that I have marked out on my charts. Now, potential scenarios and what do I think is going to happen? Obviously, we're not trying to predict the market, but here's some potential scenarios we could obviously see happen. Number one, of course, you can't go against price discovery. We could easily just see price continue up, pull back, and our plan is basically trying to catch these pullbacks and try to pull them back up to these targets and catch, overnight highs and lows as our targets. Like, for example, maybe we put in a London high or an Asia high right here. We have a sell-off, and then we target back up to London high, Asia high, what previous day high, whatever like that. So we're trying to get on these pullbacks as price moves into price discovery. And price discovery just basically means where price is discovering where it wants to go. Like it's just moving up past all-time highs, and we really have no targets to go to except for in the short term. So when price is in price discovery, we're just going to be looking to target overnight highs, overnight lows, like London highs, Asia highs, stuff like that, right? Now, scenario number two could be we can obviously get a short-term sell-off. And where would price want to sell off to? We could see a short-term bearish sell-off to take out down to the previous week's low. And then maybe from there we do see a bounce, and then we continue with that uptrend, right? Because the previous week's low, or maybe down to this daily low, sweep out a little bit of sell-side liquidity, rebalance price action. Like if we pull from here to here, maybe we come down, take out the previous week's low, refill equilibrium, and then we continue up, right? Something like that. Or we take out some sell side and we continue up. We could probably catch some shorts on the way down. I don't know why that's popping up. But another scenario, and I really won't flip my bias on the higher time frame bearish, unless we start closing below the previous week's low and we start pulling continuations in, only then will my bias flip on the higher time frame to bearish, and that's where I'd be looking to target that higher time frame sell side, which is going to be all the way down to that weekly low, and into that higher time frame fair value gap that I showed you from before, right? So again, scenario number one, we move into price discovery. We try to enter on pullbacks and we try to target overnight highs and lows as our TPs if we're looking for longs. And then obviously another scenario could be a short-term sell-off. We get a push continuations lower, and our sell side draws, our first sell side draws are obviously going to be our daily low, previous week's low, and this daily low. All this sell side right here, maybe we rebalance equilibrium, and then we just continue back up on our way to price discovery, right? Bearish scenario, we see a push down to take out the sell side. We show continuations that we want to continue bearish, and we start flooding down to take out all this low resistance sell side, and then eventually fill in that higher time frame gap. Okay, so those are the three most common scenarios we're probably going to see happen. I'm leaning bullish still in the week until we get confirmation that we're not going bullish, right? So I'm always looking to trade with the trend. The price is moving bullish. I'm looking to favor bullish price action overall, but obviously the way I trade, I wait for price to react, and when it gives me a reaction and it shows something, then I react, like, if that makes sense. So obviously, even though we are at all-time highs, I can still be catching shorts, but I'm just talking in terms of the higher time frame. These are the areas you want to have marked out on your charts and see how price reacts off of them. The most important, obviously, is going to be our previous week's high and our previous week's low. Those are going to be our draws on liquidity, and all these areas I have marked out are going to be key draws on liquidity that you can use on your charts to see where price is reacting off of and use them as targets for price, basically. So let's look at ES, even though it's going to be the exact same thing. I'll show you guys this. Now with ES, we do have these fair value gaps. So again, number one, we continue into price discovery. We continue to put in higher highs, higher lows, and then we continue to get in on those pullbacks and target overnight levels. Number two, maybe we get a pullback into these fair value gaps right here, and we get a continuation up, something like that. Nice continuation, confluence, and we continue. And short term, if we obviously want to go bearish, we flip these gaps. Watch these fair value gaps because they're going to be key for guidance. If we do flip these gaps, we look to target the previous week's low. And if we continue past the previous week's low, then we'll probably want to continue down to those higher time frame draws over here. Again, these are the ones that NQ took out. But on ES, the most important areas are going to be your obviously your previous week high, your previous week's low, and these gaps. We really pay attention to these gaps. I feel like ES is going to give us some good guidance during the week with these gaps. So if we hold these gaps, we're going to obviously probably see both NQ and ES continue up. But if we start to flip these gaps and inverse them to the downside, then NQ is probably going to get pulled down as well. So these are the areas we have marked out on our charts. These are the scenarios we want to see play out. These are the draws and liquidity that we could be using to target and all that stuff. So make sure you have all these areas marked on your chart. Pay attention to them, and yeah, we'll go from there. So now let's go look at the news. So on Monday, we just have orange folder news. We have Empire State Manufacturing Index at 8:30, and now obviously I don't like to trade heavy on Mondays, especially if it's a no news Monday, but we do have some orange folder, which should give something in the market, nothing crazy. But on this day, I'll most likely just be trading eval, going light, and just kind of saving capital for the rest of the week. But I will be on the charts, and if something A plus shows up, I'll take it on eval, but I'm definitely not forcing anything. It's just going to be a chill day. Okay, let's go to Tuesday the 16th. We have core retail sales at 8:30, so should be some good volume in the market. So normal trading day after that, that'll be good to go. Wednesday is the big one, FOMC at 2. Now, the way I approach FOMC is I like to be out of the market as fast as possible on this day. I don't like to be in trades past like 11 o'clock, even 10:30. That's cutting it for me, just because the more that the AM session continues to go forward, the volume dies down in anticipation for FOMC. So personally for me, I'll be on the charts trading. I'm going to de-risk this day though. Like I'm probably going to run about half the risk I normally would, and I will be trying to get out as fast as possible, hopefully trying to catch a trade by the macro or by 10 and trying to be out of the market by 10:30. But obviously I can't predict that right now, but definitely de-risking and being careful this day because a lot of the volatility is going to be waiting for this event to happen. And don't be trading into this, of course. Now we go to Thursday. We have unemployment claims at 8:30, Philly Fed as well, which should give good volatility in the market. So this should be a normal, ready to go trading day at market open. And Friday we have no news, but I will be trading normally on Friday as well. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Pretty simple. Make sure you have these areas marked down in your charts. Use them as your draws and liquidity. give you guidance during the week. I have a bullish outlook overall in the week unless we start flipping those higher time frame for value gaps or breaking structure to the downside. Then I'll flip bearish on the higher time frame. But otherwise we're trading with the trend and we're looking for price to go higher overall. So that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Again, if you guys want to join the Discord, link is in the pinned comment in the description. Mentorship links in the description as well. That's going to wrap it up for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.